Okay, so now it's 5:30, almost? Yeah, almost. And now we're here with two guys from Africa, the people who, I don't know, watched one of my live streams a few days ago. They know you already?
Yeah.
And that's good because I have no idea anymore how I'm calling your project, your company. What's the name? How do you call it?
Chewata Awaqi.
Chewata Awaqi.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And the meaning is, I like the meaning. Could you explain it again?
Okay, like Chewata Awaqi means like it's a composition of two words.
Yeah.
Chewata means play,
Yeah.
game, like in the Amharic language.
Yeah.
And Awaqi is someone, a wise man. So when you bring the two together, it gives this meaning that a wise man who passes his message through fun.
Okay.
So that's actually, there are people like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be, like you said, the best definition of gamification you can give.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, and Chewata Awaqi is a company.
Yeah.
And the company has created a local-based game. That's the reason, and that product brought you to the Gamescom, right?
Did.
So you did that with the Goethe Institute.
Yeah.
And they invited you to speak here. And so you introduced the audience to the product, why you did it probably, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Have you seen it already?
Yeah, just short and on your stream.
Okay. On the stream. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So he's a user experience
Yeah,
designer.
we tried to
We got to know.
Okay. Cool. So can you tell us a little bit about the product and the project?
Okay, so first started with Scooty, obviously, but then it turned out to be a huge experience. But it started with gamify your city future as a topic, as a challenge that was given to a group of people in Ethiopia for a gamification workshop with Christoph Dieg. And the aim was to create a challenge for the people of Ethiopia to understand their cities now and then to have a say in what the future holds for them. So that's the main idea of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Chewata Awaqi came after the project.
Yeah.
We just got together to make this particular project.
So great opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
So now let's do a company out of it.
Exactly.
So we met
Started
this
small.
crazy German. He did a one-week workshop with us, and everything changed.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we were never used to the concept of gamification before.
Yeah.
We knew games, we played games, but we never thought grown-ups would do them. It would be a profession to actually impact the society or change how people see things. So by the end of the workshop, we did this. We were supposed to make a game or somehow a game context on a particular project. So we came up with this concept called the Battle of the Tides.
Yeah.
It was supposed to bring all faction or all types of people in the city of Addis Ababa to communicate with one another and to pass their paradigm or their thought cycles amongst one another. So it went really great, like that. It was accepted very well, so that's when Chewata Awaqi was born.
Okay, cool. And I really like the point that you said, and everything changed. I think that's, with games, it's always about changing. When something new, we want to discover something
Exactly.
new. Are you already thinking about the second product?
It's not just the product now, the second one. Since this went really well with the country now that we worked on, well, we even have a chance to make this a regional thing and work with the whole continent of Africa, which is a big deal. Yeah. So that will be the next product.
Okay.
It might either be, we won't talk about it a lot now, but it might either be one single game that will bring about the countries of Africa together,
Okay.
but also it might just be chunks of games, but then still interconnected through different medias.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the next step.
No. When you started out, so the whole city, the whole different target groups, you mentioned it, were the goal. Was it easy to reach all the different groups? I can imagine younger people who are more used to play games or technology use like smartphones. Have it easy for the onboarding? And how did you reach other groups which are probably not so connected to technology or to the concept of games?
Yeah, like perhaps the best thing that we pitched was that to play this game or to go out into the city and experience it, you didn't need to be a real professional gamer, or you didn't need to know how to do or how to maneuver weapons or stuff like that. All you needed was to have an idea of what faction you wanted to go in, to have your voice heard, and then you just needed basic ways to use a smartphone. That was all it needed. So that, for an onboarding, was a motivation enough, I think.
Like, Betty put it like perfectly. You said, was it good, or how did we actually got the older and the younger part of the game? But that was the idea of the game itself. Because when we started, like the idea we wanted to run or turn into a game was this division. So people will expect an ethnical or a political or like some form of economical division, but the division we were focusing on was a time and space. So you have these elderly people who are interested in, like, who believe the past was the perfect moment in time, and you have these youngsters who want to completely wipe out the past and make their own future. And you have this part of the community who are actually working and changing lives. So we have these three groups with their own ideology and like living in one area, one community. So we wanted to create a platform so that one can understand the other. So that's the game.
So they all groups were already part of the initial workshop. Yeah. So from there it spread out to
So like you will enter into it with the ideology you have. So if you are like we call them lords. So if you are the worshipper of the mighty past, maybe you are a bit older with a good history in that community. So you'll enter showing your allegiance to the mighty past. If you are a youngster, a 12-year-old kid who is into sci-fi things, you will enter into the game showing your allegiance to the great future. And if you are maybe like in our age, who's working and who's really doing impact on the currency at the moment, you'll enter into it like worshipping the lady present. So it gave some say to each part of the community.
Yeah, sounds like everything went like in a flow and everything perfect, but as I know, game design is always always some obstacles in its way. What were the main obstacles you had to tackle? Some hurdles you have to overcome? What were the main problems?
Well, the first one was actually to be able to think in terms of big image. So you would say a normal game would have a target audience, one single target audience that's like from age this to this, and then you would try to sail to that. But this one had more, this one brought people from different ranges of games, from ages. There could be a person who's like 60 years old, who can actually play the game and have a good impact, but then with another 12-year-old maybe also, you know? So 12-year-olds, then like 20-year-olds, and then 12-year-olds, bringing these age groups together was one challenge, I think I would say, into creating the tasks, into designing how they can communicate, they can find a single path where they can actually convince each other.
To add on that point, for me, in my opinion, the biggest challenge was to bring the concept of game to a community that so avoids it. Because games are, like, I know we've been to the Gamescom, it's so huge, it's so amazing, and you've seen the number of people, like, you have a huge community of gamers. So even like if you make a game, it's bound to be successful if you do it the right way. But like back home, we see games as, like, we don't have a gamer base. So we see them as something lazy people would do, like, or you do it to pass time for the fun. You not do it seriously. So even when
that's not the case. I thought the games are only for that. No?
Exactly.
Oh, I missed something.
You should play a game.
No, you should play the game. You should play it. So even when the call for application came out, so the only part of the, like in our group, the only people who got involved in it were the architects, because it said something about the future of the city, and the software engineers who are somehow, we know what games are and we want to make them. So the other part of the people, like, they didn't want to, because it's about games. You know, what would I do with it? So that's was the biggest part. So if you could have come to there were parts of during the launch of the game, there were 100 because they still have to she will ask you, what are you doing? And you say, I do gamification of games, and it will be, I might look for someone else.
Some serious.
Some serious. So that was one of the biggest, and we still do. And if you come up to the technical perspective, okay, we were always used to games in like digital games in a more 3D, like hyper visuals and hyper realistic kind of thing. So the platform we used, it had some limitation to it. So we needed to go out of the platform to the public. So because it was a location-based game and it gave us that edge to actually go out to places, so we need to extend that experience from particular Android app.
So there are two amazing challenges you're facing, I think, right? The first one is the acceptance of the idea. On the second one is you told us that you want to scale it, you want to bring it to the old continent. So from my point of view, game design is really a cultural thing. So now we are talking about how many different little cultures in the old continent. So do you think the game itself has the potential to be adjusted in little ways to the different cultures where you want to introduce it?
Well, the game that we have right now, Bad Little Times, so it's mainly about noticing differences and then somehow bringing them into a negotiation platform. So the more bigger we get, the more differences there are, right? So I think that the product right now that we have is like an experience for us, a learning platform. But then from that, then we can pick out how we can reconcile these issues when we go bigger and then use it. So we might not exactly use the same game that we have right now. Maybe a better or a newer one.
But every society has difference. Even you have your difference.
Sure.
So the platform will be the best platform to actually bring those differences. Because the problem with differences is, for example, you have a particular ideology. So you hang out with people who have the same ideology. So I like on the other hand, who have an opposing ideology than you, will hang out with people like me. So I will be drawing you or portraying you in an evil way, even though I don't see your points. So if there is a platform that you can show me what your opinion or views are, and if I can actually make them fit them into the picture, then we might come up to this safe ground. And Chris says this puts it in a good way. Maybe our best selling point might be we don't actually go around societies doing games,
what to do and
selling them products. So we just we don't sell them the fish. We just show them how to fish. So we go to some I think it's around 15 countries. So we go there. We do the same thing that was done for us. So we do a workshop and let the people there come up with the idea they want to, or the issues they want to address, and have a game around it. Then we have bunch of games, and I believe we can't find some dots to connect, so to come up with this huge African game.
That's the job of the designer.
Sure,
That will be our biggest task for the next 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a really tough challenge to bring it to all the different countries, and as I said, I think the initial starting point to have a workshop, to work together with the people, to share local problems and the challenges there, and to adapt the game into the communities. I think it's a major challenge, and so also a lot of work for you guys to do. Do you have partners in the different countries or organizations you work together with? Because the two of you, there would be lots of work for the two of you. Do you have in the different countries already partners that support you?
Already, yes. We are all. We already have some like developers, like illustrators, for example, like organizers. We have, but we still have a lot more to go on to. But we're still on a good track.
Yeah, our biggest partner is Gotha, for example. So Gotha will be like financing us for the next 2 years to do this project.
Right.
So they are our, like, I don't know how to put it, like main. If there is a level bigger than main, they are the one who got us here, and who are willing to take us through the entire nation, the entire region. Yeah. But like other than that, like we are around a team of 7. Like Chewata Awaqi. So there are architects, there are illustrators, there are software engineers, for example, professional software engineer. There are designers. So we have this multicultural, multidisciplinary kind of thing. And you have Christoph, someone from completely different culture. So his insights would be too big for us as well. So we have like a team of 7, including Christoph, because he's part. He was actually trying to pronounce the name right. And other than that, we have like game communities, like we have illustrator groups that work with us. We were actually part of a creative feature program that's running. That's being funded by the EU. So they are our partners as well. We have the British Council, other than it's like a sub-project partner. And we have like helping hands from all the places. We need all the help we want. We can't get
So a funny guy with a beard just
appeared behind us.
Just told me that there's a question coming via Facebook. And Dominic, he asked if there's a way to follow your progress of the whole project, because you're not just creating a game; you're also having some kind of evangelism with you. And I think, and here a lot of people also that are working with games or for gamification or anything else that are doing a similar job. So I think to follow you to see what happens, and it's a totally different culture. So what happens over there? What are you doing? Could be really amazing. So is there a possibility?
For sure. For sure. Like first, right now, the thing that we have running is Christoph Dink's blog, and then we also have a website. Maybe I don't know. Can we show it or just?
We will put the link.
Put the link between under the stream.
Yeah. And then we also have our Facebook.
Our
pages
Twitter,
and Twitters.
They can follow us on Instagram. Like all the possible.
For any questions, the email is always a good way to start.
They can write us like info@chewataawaqi.com. They can even come through you.
Sure.
Through Roman.
Through Roman.
Always that.
So we collect all the information and put it under the live stream so people can look for that.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Good luck for
Actually, the 2 days we had with
inspiring
you
project.
so inspiring.
Really?
Yeah, we need more days like that.
Thanks so much.
Maybe we'll invite you to Addis and do a lot more.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun talking with you about the project, and great.
It's a lot of fun being inspired by you also. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you later. Yeah, this is what to do.
The mic goes.
Sure, we will take it.
Should we drop the mic?